Welcome to New Mexico Black Rifle Operators Union. I'm your host, Sean. From Fox News, FBI undercounts number of times armed citizens have thwarted active shooter incident report. So, the gist of this is the FBI has undercounted how many times normal Americans have actually stood up, stood out, and defended themselves with their own weapon. Now, this just speaks again to the FBI being kind of inept nowadays. I've interviewed Brad before. He's a good friend. He was in the FBI. He was a field agent on the Navajo reservation. I think that there's still a lot of good field agents. I think that the people at the top pulling the strings and doing the numbers are kind of completely idiots and bonkers. And this is a good place to look at it. The agenda is to demonize guns, right? So why would they report the fact that firearms have been used by normal citizens to protect themselves more than what they're actually stating? Which is kind of something we kind of all were waiting for them to admit to. This is something we knew would happen. So we've been saying, or I've been saying, I don't know why I'm referring to myself in the third person there. I've been saying for years that we need to be the best members of the 2A community, stay strapped or get clapped. I've said that multiple times on multiple podcasts. It's kind of ringing true. So what I would tell you time and time again is be trained, get training, and carry everywhere you legally can. With that said, free men don't ask permission, and you do you. Your mileage may vary, as some people like to say. I really believe now more than ever in the times we're going to, you're going to have to rely on yourself, your family, and most importantly, God. We're getting into a place that you're going to have to be able to take care of yourself and your friends and your family, your really close friends. That's pretty much all you're going to have. And I'm not saying that as a doom and gloom guy. I'm saying this as the government right now, if you are paying attention for the last 2 years, do you actually have any faith in them that they can save you anymore? Do you have any thoughts that they're coming to your rescue? They destroyed our economy. They demonize everyone in our community, in the 2A community. And the FBI has already been caught helping gun crime statistics on the other side. You know, their own statistics show that you're more likely to get beat upside the head with a hammer than you are to have a large rifle or a rifle used against you. So why wouldn't they undercount the statistics on how many times we defend ourselves? Now, with that said, that's also probably not counting the ones that actually went to the lethal part of this, or that actually went to an actual incident farther. What I mean is, how many times have guns stopped people cold from doing something stupid? You break into someone's house and you did hear them rack their 12 gauge. I would tell you, don't be that guy with the unracked 12 gauge. At the same time, there's a video circling around of a really well-known trainer who says that the 12 gauges aren't great for keeping locked and loaded, because if you drop them, the sear could drop and then the hammer could go off. So you have a potential, even if it's safe, you have it safe because it's a trigger block safety on most shotguns. But the sear can still fall because there's nothing interrupting this sear. So I would say if you have a 12 gauge by your nightstand, by your bed, that it's locked and loaded if it's not moved, if you're never moving it. But it doesn't hurt to keep it loaded with just what's in the tube, and then you chamber one and you get there. Just have to remember that under stress, you need to be able to work whatever gun you're using. You know, I've went so far in my training to take my contacts out. I went so far as to make myself as uncomfortable as I can, as running around in shorts and flip-flop type things, to try to make sure I could get the most realistic training scenario for myself. Because I hope I never have to use it. And as flabby as I am, I know I'm not going to be able to actually be able to fight. I can, and I can fight okay, but I'm getting too old, and I'm not as strong as I once was, so let's not give them, a fair fight is not anything anyone should ever have. It should be one you know you're going to win. And when it comes to the 2A and defending your family and your home, your way of life, it's time. And the FBI statistics show it. We're in the right. We always have been. We know it. That's why it's so true. That's why the gun lobbyists, the ones that are against us, are always fighting so hard. They realize that if they ban everything like they want, their war on drugs will seem like a vague memory compared to the war they will have on the Second Amendment, because no one will comply if they actually ban it and prohibit things. Like, share, subscribe, be great. Oh, and Rumble. Most importantly, Rumble lately.